Tyler, you hit on the fact that this is becoming more of a family event. That's been a kind of a push for the last couple of years for the board, is to make this more family oriented. And that way we can get the next generation to build relationships. And I know, just being on the board, the relationships that I've built with staff and other board members, that networking is invaluable.
Welcome back, viewers, watchers, listeners. I'm your host, Tyler Owen. The Blue Grit Podcast is strictly audio today because everyone at TMPA is super busy getting the 76th TMPA Conference, which is now this year the Joint Texas FOP Conference, getting that underway. We've got staff all over the place. First and foremost, as we're recording this, big storms coming through Texas, and a lot to be said about the rivers flooding and everything going on down in our neighbors in the southwest part of Texas with the hill country. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, and you need something from us, feel free to give us a call. Like I said, we're talking about conference today. And for those that don't know, our conference committee is kind of how we go planning stuff every single year. And myself, and Jay McClellan is going to be on this podcast. They are training coordinator. We have the honor and privilege of getting to work with multiple different VPs and ongoing presidents. And this year, a close friend of mine from the East Texas area, Tyler Pride, who is our second VP, has been our, what is it, Tyler? I guess the conference chair, or the conference committee chair, the head MF in charge, I guess is what we should say. Better yet, but we kind of
something like that.
Yeah, we channel those things through one point of contact through the board. As you're aware, we got 18 board of directors, and so 18 different ideas, and that can be kind of not really conclusive to kind of what we need to be doing. So years ago, the board made the decision to make one person the elect of the conference, and so this year it's Tyler Pride. And man, Tyler, number one, thanks for joining us. You've got a lot of stuff going on there in Tyler and East Texas, and what's new this year, and what are people going to expect?
Yeah, well, so we're doing a lot of the same stuff, but just revamping it. And I think we've kind of talked over the last few years, how can we make it flow a little better? So one of the big changes is we're bringing back top karaoke. That seemed to be a huge hit last year. It was a lot of fun. So we'll do that on Friday night. And then Saturday night, instead of just having a band and everybody just kind of mill around, we made the decision to try and do casino night on Saturday night to give people a little more time to have some fun and gamble a little bit with some fake money and try and raise some money for TMPA charities. And so one of the feedbacks that we seemed to get a lot was that as soon as casino night really started going and people had fun, it was time to shut it down because we had to get to the auction.
Live auction, yeah.
And so, the live auction. And so we're going to do that on Saturday night and give people more time to have fun and just kind of mingle around and get to know each other while playing all kinds of different casino games. And then Sunday, we're going to have the banquet like we usually do. And immediately following the banquet, we're going to transition into doing the live auction. And we've got Aaron Slater that's going to MC that. And so we'll have a lot of fun and try and raise some money for TMPA while after swearing in the board and getting all the business done, try and help our members and make sure that account is funded.
Being a part of the conference for so many years that I have been doing it, we are super excited leading up to every single conference, and not saying that our members or attendees have complained or there's been problems before, but man, you got to think Texas is such a big state, and you got to think that we've got so many different regions of Texas. We have tried everything from country music to Tejana music to I think the best one probably had was the one there in Irving, and it played there's a very large genre of music that we had for that conference, but it's hard to pinpoint what kind of genre of music you want for these concerts. And so to your point, I think, man, we've always just kind of gone back to the bread and butter and what we know is true and what works. And that's a DJ. And I think that's what we're going to do this year. And I think the cop karaoke kind of is a joke. For those that don't know, Tyler Pride's got an absolute beautiful voice, and we'll be honored this year again to do the national anthem. And what kind of kicked off as a side bet and a side joke for you to get up there and sing one of your father's songs, man, it started something off pretty cool. And so we're going to do that this year with cop karaoke.
Yeah. And like you said, it started off as kind of just a bet and a dare. y'all giving me a hard time and telling me to get up there, and people wanting to hear me sing one of my dad's songs, and then it opened up the mic to we opened up the mic to other people, and people started having fun with it, and so we just decided to run with it and try and use it to not only raise some money for TMPA charities, but more importantly, just to get people involved and having fun with each other, and just a way to build camaraderie and get people talking and networking, and while having some fun with some music that we all enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. And back to your point about conference, and it, to me, again, my first one was in 2017, and not saying we didn't have any kids there, but it seems like conference is kind of slowly becoming this more of a family reunion. We've got so many different kids. It's such a joy for me as a dad to attend conference and watch these young kids that I've seen my first year now become adults or young adults and teenagers, and for them to come up and kind of embrace me as the uncle, type stuff. It's just remarkable. And so it's become more of a family atmosphere, which I think is probably best, man. And especially in our line of work, some of our members that work in Hardin County or Hidalgo County or up in Dallas County, they don't get that quality time. I know certainly for the TMPA staff, like we're accustomed to now because we're not on the job. So we want to be sure that our members have the quality time with their families, and we can enjoy that with them, and not just know them as a member, but know them as a family. And so it's become a family reunion, which is I'm super excited of. And speaking of family, Jay McClellan, he and I have become really close friends. He is our training coordinator. Jay joined TMPA back in 2021, I believe, as a part-time field rep. Retired out of Missouri City and has joined the TMPA team full time, I believe, in 2023 or 24. But
2024.
man, it's been exciting. You have brought a lot of changes as far as the training curriculum this year. For the first time ever, we're able to give 8 hours of TCOL credit. And I know some of the members out there, again, across the state, when they attend these conferences for associations, it's kind of difficult in order to get those TCOL hours. And so you knowing how to get that done, you got it done this year, and we're super excited about the curriculum coming up.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, most people consider conferences, they look at conferences as training conferences. And obviously TMPA's conference is different because it's mainly a business conference, right? We conduct our business, our board elections. And this one's even more complicated with the adding the FOP, the Texas FOP. So we conduct all their business as well. So we got to be strategic in how we schedule things and maximizing our ability to bring in training, because again, we understand that officers across the state need training. And so we try to bring in, things that are interesting, that just not the standard things that you normally see in training conferences. So, yeah, I'm super excited this year. We're gonna kick off the conference on Saturday morning with actually a former employee of TMP on the grant side, Jason Lundquist. He currently works for the Human Trafficking Institute here in Texas. And so he's going to come in, talk about some trends going on in relation to human trafficking. But what I'm really excited about is he's got a person that he's partnered with who is actually a victim here in the state of Texas. And so she's going to come in and tell her testimony, give tips and ideas to help law enforcement recognize signs of human trafficking that are just sometimes not blatantly obvious.
Yeah, and you and I have met with Jason before, and I don't want to spill the beans too much because I want everybody to show up at conference to kind of get a better understanding of what this happened. But after hearing the story and listening to Jason and listening to the victim when the victim and I met, it's pretty cool that one of our own members and former employees really dedicated himself to not just listen, we've all three of us have been in CID before, and we get it. When you turn that case into the DA's office, I mean, for all intents and purposes, our victims, those kind of relationships, they're severed for the most part, or they kind of end because it's up to the DA's office to do what they need to do. Jason didn't stop there. He didn't stop there in the sense that he continued to maintain that relationship with the victim, became close personal friends with him and his family. It's just kind of unheard of, and it's an unbelievable and unremarkable story. I'm super excited Jason was willing to come, and the victim was willing to come and share their testimony with our members.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's going to be a very good session. This session actually came about from our members' feedback. So, the members, so several members reached out saying, "Hey, we should do something regarding human trafficking," it was sent over to me, and I immediately contacted Jason because I knew that he was, an expert in the industry, trusted, trainer, and very knowledgeable on the subject. So yeah, I couldn't be more excited about that. Just a segue off of that, we'll of course do some business regarding the state of the association that our executive director Kevin Lawrence will provide an update on where we stand, and then we'll talk about what's coming up on the legislation. And so we're coming into the 90th session. So our ledge team, in conjunction with Texas FOP and the national FOP, will do a legislative session, kind of what's on the horizons. We'll probably wind up gearing that class or that training session to kind of a question answer as well towards the end of it. So giving members the opportunity to express ideas that they believe that we should be looking at the legislature. So we'll be getting credit for that one. And then we'll segue into the following day. So we're going to try to break it up for 4 hours each day, Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday's still a bit of a work in progress. We have some training that we're waiting to still confirm on. So there may be some last minute changes, hopefully not. But we know we're going to be looking at some trends in copper theft. AT&T FirstNet will be providing a presentation on that. And then in the afternoon, we're gonna have either a guest speaker or we're gonna do a training regarding artificial intelligence. So still confirming some of that. I know we're only a week away, and there's a lot of moving parts in this. So
Well, Tyler, back to Tyler PD and you being still on the job, and just how important really AI has integrated itself very quickly. I mean, you look at the trends of different law enforcement stuff, and man, it's blown up. I think not just within the law enforcement community, but a lot of professions. How is AI right now? Just while we're on the topic, how is AI integrated into Tyler PD's ongoing patrol methods or CID? Is it a thing right now, or are y'all looking at it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we're looking at it pretty hard on a lot of different fronts, not just on how to use it, but also how to protect our data. And because we're all cops, and we know that we have sensitive data that we don't want getting out. So how to protect that, but still utilize it in a way that assists us in a legal way. Some of our detectives are currently testing and evaluating a program that you can actually put all your phone calls into recordings and your case notes, and it will build you timelines and summaries off of what you input into it. And so we're looking at different vendors and different aspects of how to use it responsibly. But it's like you said, it's coming like a freight train. And so getting out in front of that and understanding some of the pitfalls and some of the things that you can do with it that are safe, but also how to protect not just your data, but your victims' data and the public's data and information it's coming. So we might as well start learning about it now.
Yeah, and this is again some of the state of the art, training that we're getting thanks to Jay, and I think Jay put this class together. So for those out there that are interested in attending this, the cost of conference is minimal for not only just the training you're going to get, but the networking opportunities, and you're going to get to talk with professionals across the state. But back to the AI situation, it's it's interesting because if you think about AI, let's say it was developed in California. Well, California may not have the Michael Morton situation like Texas does, and if you're working CID and all that information needs to be turned over to the DA's office, it can be kind of complex. So biggest thing is come to conference, listen to what Jay's got to say. Hopefully we'll get that training session pushed out. We've had some conflicts with some instructors with some other classes, and we're just kind of waiting for that instructor to give us the confirmation, no pun intended, that he's going to be attending our conference. And I promise you, if we're going to be able to miss out on the AI, there's going to be another one there. Jay, do you want to mention that just because it's a possibility?
yeah, so we're looking at having the expert speaker or the expert witness defense witness from the Uvalde trials, from the officer that was on trial in Uvalde. So he's going to come and provide kind of an inside look at what really happened at Uvalde, what some of the obvious issues that were there, but more of an inside look. So he had the privilege to work with the defense team, and obviously that officer was ultimately acquitted of any wrongdoing. So yeah, that's what we're looking at in addition to the AI. Just a little insight on the AI class. We're looking to gear that around labor. So making sure that agencies and people are not using AI as a tool to simply punish people. So making sure that due process is held up, that notification is properly made in regards to the use of AI in investigations, and then looking towards, you know, how it's used in regards to discipline. So that's really been the key in my focus on building the class. This is just a small portion of a class I'd like to build completely out. And so this would be just a section in it. I think it's important, obviously, because most people attend our conference because they're involved in the labor side in some way, whether they're a local association member, serve on a local board, and a lot of them negotiate contracts. So understanding negotiating some of those protections in your contracts moving forward as well in regards to AI. So yeah, a lot of things moving on that. We'll see how all things plan out. We'll have it. We'll know for sure next week. Come this time next week of how exactly it's going to look. I know me and you and some other people on the team met about some agenda items this afternoon and earlier this morning and this afternoon. So all of that stuff will be in the wash. We'll make sure that you get what we need. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I just to kind of segue back on what Tyler Pride said, I really think that the changes are going to be beneficial. The restructuring of how we're kind of doing the agenda with moving that casino night up,
Yeah.
allowing people to just kind of at the end of the conference on Sunday to just spend time meeting and greeting and after the banquet, and not immediately being thrust into another event. So I think it's great. I know that just been talking for a while, and this board just pulled the trigger this year and got it done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome job.
Well, and speaking of different events, all three of us, we knew each other prior to going to the conferences, and then, when you go to a conference, even as a member, not just a board member or staff member, you always want to take your spouse. You want your spouse to, be included, and you want them to meet the people that you talk so very highly of. And so a couple of years ago, the spousal event was created. The Purse Bingo has been a huge hit every single, a time that we've had it. And what's cool is that we continue to build and add because of the feedback we've gotten from our guests and our members. And the cool thing is walking into some of those spousal events. One year, I can specifically remember one of our board members, I don't want to name who, was completely in tears because she was able to open up to other spouses that have gone through similar situations just like she did. And so what you're starting to see is kind of a sisterhood or a brotherhood. We're not going to discourage any men that are spouses that can go to some of these events. But man, it's a really cool event, and events that are going to take place at conference, and a really good opportunity for networking for your spouse. Tyler, talk about the Purse Bingo, the social hour, which this is the new one this year, the spouse social event, and then the what is it, the painting with a twist on Sunday, and what benefits you yourself saw with Charity and her connections with different women leaving that conference Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, so one of the things that my wife and President Hicks's wife, they're good friends, and Tyler, your wife Janet, they've all become really good friends, and they've been talking about how much Purse Bingo has really kind of exploded and keeps getting bigger every year. I think this year, just in the Purse Bingo alone, they've got over 10 to 15 purses, and then they've also got some for the auctions, and I think they're doing a couple of giveaways. And so they've got all kinds of stuff planned just for Purse Bingo to make it even better. But they came up with an idea that I hadn't even thought about, but a kind of a meet and greet for the first afternoon for people to kind of come and go and just meet some of the board wives and staff wives and get to know each other. and meet each other. And they're going to have what they call a hat bar, where you can make trucker hats and have little patches put on them and things like that. I know the last time I talked to them, they were planning some giveaways in there. I think some extra bingo cards for people, and then some gift giveaways that you can get just by coming. And the whole point of that is just to get to know each other. Kind of like us, all us cops, we have something in common, and that's the job. Well, wives and spouses, not to exclude anybody, but they all have something in common, is they're married to somebody who's married to the job. And so there are a lot of similarities there, and they really just want to create a community for people who are not in the job, but job adjacent, for lack of a better term, to have resources and build relationships and be able to call each other in times of need or with questions and stuff like that. So they've kind of come up with this. I think they're going to have mimosas there for people if you want to partake of those. And it's really a come and go. You can come for as long as you want. It'll probably be an hour, hour and a half. But just to come and get to know each other as the conference starts. And like we said, we'll have purse bingo, and then they'll have painting with a twist Sunday morning. They're kind of alternating that off with a couple of other ideas that they've got for the next few years. But they're bringing that back to just have another event for people to get together and have some fun and make some memories and laugh and get to know each other. Tyler, you hit on the fact that this is becoming more of a family event. That's been a kind of a push for the last couple of years for the board, is to make this more family oriented. And that way we can get the next generation to build relationships. And I know, just being on the board, the relationships that I've built with staff and other board members and past presidents and stuff, that networking is invaluable, because when you have an idea or a problem, you have people that you can call, and that extends to the family side of things as well. And we want our members to be taken care of, not just on the job, but also at home. And so it's kind of we're trying to hit it from all sides, for lack of a better term, I guess, and really be there for our members and give them resources and avenues to really take care of each other, because we all say it and we actually mean it. We're all one big family. So.
Yep, for sure. And again, it's so cool because, listen, we're cops, right? The first time you get to a conference, you don't really know anybody. I call it the butt sniff test. You got to kind of fill the room and see who you know. And some of these spouses don't know each other. I mean, I specifically remember, we had a member from Hardin County that brought his spouse last year, and the spouse didn't know anybody. And had she not had some of these spousal events, she very well could have left Monday without doing so. Listen, we get busy. The staff gets busy with trying to entertain and take care of members and trying to include all spouses, but we can't take care of all 600. And so these spousal events are specifically for those individuals for their first time at conference. I think the spouse social event is going to be great for those. This is your first conference. Get to meet some of the board wives, the staff wives. See how you yourself, even the spouse, can become more involved with TMPA. Because I'm telling you right now, we will take all the help we can, and we will include you in our families. I can promise you. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an absolute great time. And listen, we could not do any of this without some of our sponsors. This year is probably the largest sponsorship numbers we've had in a very, very long time. We've got 3 Ruby sponsors that I want to go and give a shout out to: Honor Wealth Systems, East Coast Amusements, and FirstNet with AT&T. Those 3 are going to be your Ruby sponsors, and so thankful for the partnerships that we've created with them. Some of the platinum sponsorships is going to be Financial Cop, Relentless Defender, a name many of you know of, Optivise, which is a union firm that this is their first year to our conference, Roll Call from Chris White, Lisa Crass, which is regional Random Moore. That's his law firm there in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And the OG of Law Enforcement Association attorneyism or legal representation is Gorski Law Firm with Bob Gorski. We've got some pretty phenomenal sponsors this year, and we could not do it without them. Listen, if you're not doing anything July 24th through the 26th, go ahead and log on, buy those tickets. TMPA, Texas FOP Joint Conference. It's going to be a showdown. And you get to hear Tyler Price sing the national anthem.
Twice, I think, right? We're going to hear it twice.
We're going to hear it twice. Right? So Friday and
that's Sunday. The rumor.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Opening and closing it. With
Anyway, you guys have anything else that you guys want to add? Jay, I didn't mention Laura. You know, look, you've been an employee with TMPA 2021, but you've been a conference attendee for many years before that. Laura's first year there, if I'm not mistaken, was I think the first year we had the purse bingo. The connection she made, you know, I remember every time that I leave conference, the sisterhood of the spousal events continue to grow, and they continue to say, man, I had such a great time with Charity Pride or Laura McClellan or Janet Owen. And it's a really cool event. What's your take on the spousal events?
Yeah. So she looks forward to it every year. You know, it's I think I mentioned to you earlier today, it was a lot easier just to be an attendee than it is an employee.
Yes.
But yeah, she looks forward to it because she gets to see, you know, the spouses that she might only see once a year in July. She has a unique opportunity to attend other events throughout the year with TMPA, you know, regional board meetings and stuff like that. But the conference is where everybody comes. And so she looks forward to it. My kids look forward to it. This year they're not going to be able to come. They have other obligations with school and stuff like that. And so they're disappointed that they can't come. They're like, oh, we can't go to the conference this year. And yeah, so I mean, my family looks forward to this every year. I look forward to it. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely different as an employee than it is just an attendee. But yeah, I mean, my wife, purse bingo, she'll tell you right now, she's played in every purse bingo. She is still yet to win a purse, so she's pretty upset about that. I hear about it every year. I didn't win again. I'm like, well, you got to keep going. So
that's right.
But yeah, she looks forward to it. You know, again, she's built friendships with people that are, you know, board members' wives and spouses, staffs, spouses. So yes, it's like y'all said, it's a family event. You're going to come, you're going to have a good time. You're going to see how we conduct business if you've never been. And you're going to get some training that's valuable to your profession and your career. And, you know, we have a good time meeting new people, new ideas. I know when I first started attending, we got bombarded. My local association got bombarded with other local associations on civil service referendums because we had run a successful civil service referendum. So people just in the evening times was, hey, you're from Missouri City. Hey, what happened with this? What'd y'all do in that? It's just about networking. It may not even be about what we have going on other than just a social event where people are just gaining knowledge from other people in the state. We all deal with the same stuff. It's a little bit different. Our councils are different. You know, maybe a form of government here or there. You work for a sheriff's office or a municipality or whatever, but we all deal with the same stuff. And so being able to go and say, hey, yeah, I know somebody in, you know, East Texas or way out west that dealt with the same situation y'all are dealing with, and you put them in contact with them.
Yep.
So great place to network, great place to get some training, great place to build relationships. Man, next week it's going to kick off.
It's here.
Make sure you're there and in the room.
It is here. We cannot run from it no longer. We are kicking off conference next Friday. Like it or love it. We are all going to be there. Tyler Pride, you got anything else to leave everybody with?
Man, it's going to be a blast, and keep the ideas coming. I think you heard it earlier in the podcast, some of the training and a lot of the ideas of the changes we've made have come from members. We listen. We want to hear from you. We don't have the monopoly on good ideas, and we know that, and we rely on our members to give us ideas of how to make things better. After all, we are here for y'all. And so we want to hear from you. If you like something, if you don't like something, let us know so we can tweak it and try and make it even better. If you love something, let us know so we can keep doing it. So we're here for you, and we can't wait to see you next week.
There it is. All right, guys and gals, go ahead and jump online. You can visit the TMPA.org website and register for conference again, July 24th through the 26th, TMPA Texas FOP Conference there in Dallas, Texas. Tyler Pride, is there any indication, or do you want to give a sneak peek of where maybe next year's conference is going to be, or is that going to be maybe revealed at this year's conference?
Hopefully we're going to reveal at this year's conference. We're still working on a couple of things, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but hopefully we can get that information out at the conference. I
had heard it was going to be in like Jefferson, Texas, or like DeKalb. Is that not going to be a little more exciting? I think
that may be the fallback plan as a last resort, but we're trying to come up with some different ideas as well.
There you go. Hey, you heard it right here. TMPA Blue Grit Podcast. Again, jump online, tmpa.org, and get those tickets bought. Hope to see you there. I hope to see your spouse there. And more importantly, I hope to see your kids interacting with my kids. It warms my heart, and it warms everybody's heart on the TMPA staff and board. You guys take care. Stay safe. God bless you. And as always, may God bless Texas. We're out.